Hey, gang, Jake and Gino here, and today we're going to uncover the top three things to know before investing in apartments.
Mr. Stenziano, got a big question for everyone out there listening. Do
Hmm.
you want to learn how to avoid losing $172,000? That's 172K on your first deal, like I did, by not partnering with a guy named Maserati Mike. If you want to
Cool
learn,
name.
keep listening, bro. Painful, bro.
So, Gino, you invested with Maserati Mike and you lost $172,000. What would be the top three things for the folks out there to avoid from having a Maserati Mike experience?
It's a great question, Jake. All you need is these three things. The first one is simple. What are your goals? I mean, for me, this really resonates with me. A person with money meets a person with experience. The person with the experience gets the money, and the person with the money, aka me, gets the experience.
That stings.
But why did that happen? Because I had no goals. I was loosey goosey with my money. I had a little extra money. I said, you know what? I can throw it to the wind. I didn't really plan, right? Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Let me say that again. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. If I had listened to a Jake and Gino back then, if I had done my homework, if I had done my research, if I had goals laid out for my money, I wouldn't have done that deal. I would have really studied and not put my money with that person or with that venture. So, number one, set your goals. What do you want those little soldiers, as I call them? Every dollar is a little soldier you need to work. Are you working hard for your money, or is your money working hard for you? You have to answer that question every day. Ask it to yourself and answer it to yourself and be honest. My goal was I wanted to put money aside and let that work hard for me while I had my little restaurant going on. I didn't do it right. I didn't have goals set and I didn't plan properly. So number one, set your financial goals. What do you want your money to do? And have no shiny objects. At the time, I was looking at mobile home parks, retail, strip centers. I was even looking at self-storage at the time. I was all over the map. I didn't have goals on my education as well. So once again, I'm going to reiterate, what are your goals for your life, for your finances, for your health, for your family? You need to have those set. But more importantly, we're talking about real estate right now. Think about what you want for your real estate multifamily goals.
But Gino, that sounds too simple. Oh, know your goals. Everyone knows that. No, you have to get granular
Mm-mm.
with it. What do I mean by that? What do we want? I don't know what you want. You need to set your goals, but what do we want? We want safe, stable cash flow. Investing with Maserati Mike down in Florida in a mobile home park was not safe and it was not stable. Gino did not vet the sponsor. He did not
Mm-hmm.
know where the money was going. He did not do the due diligence because he did not educate himself. Okay. Look, I love the G Dad, but this is we learn and we grow. Okay. And that's what Gino is a shining example of. In addition to that, we want cash flow, whether it's going to be once we reposition a property or from day one. So knowing what you want and then going to attack that is important. Gino knew he wanted to be in real estate, but he did not get granular enough and he did not get specific enough with his goals to say, I want safe, stable cash flow. Now, everything that we do is surrounded by people and places and systems to create safe and stable cash flow.
Mm-hmm. And to finish that off, I still struggled with my goals when I started because all I wanted were those small goals, a couple $1,000s a month. I was really happy. Stretch yourself with the goals. Make sure you're clear on them and why you want goals. Because when you have a goal, you can focus. We don't lack clarity. We don't lack the motivation. We lack that clarity, I should say. I wasn't clear on my goals. Once you become crystal clear and you write them down, I write them down on paper. I keep them next to me. I make sure every quarter I'm trying to hit those goals. And if they're not done, it's fine. Let's go to the next quarter. But I know what I'm going towards. So that's why goals are so important when you're getting to any business venture. And the second one, it dovetails into it perfectly. What's your time commitment? When I started out years ago and I was younger, I'm like, you know what? I'm too busy to invest. I have a W-2. I've got extra money. I'm going to throw some money here. No, you have to be obsessed. Once I became obsessed with multifamily, with real estate, with that next venture, all of a sudden I start hitting my goals. I start educating myself. I start getting locked in. I start enjoying myself. That's what it's all about. What is your time commitment? If you're doing an hour a week, guess what? That ain't going to happen. There was a point in my life when I was reading a book a week. Talk about being obsessed. That's 50 books a year. In like a 5-year span, I read over 200 books. I was listening to podcasts. I was listening to Zig Ziglar in my car on a DVD. You remember those CDs, man? That was years ago. I was totally obsessed and immersed in personal development and education. And I got lucky. I met Jake. We started doing a podcast back in 2014. My time commitment was going to work at the restaurant in the morning, afternoon lunch, real estate, evening restaurant, come home, do more work. I mean, I was totally obsessed. Block out the time. We all have 168 hours a week. How many hours a week are you working on your business and yourself? And how many are you working on your W-2 and how much is left over for the family? You need to commit time to it.
Newsflash, if your goals are huge, your time commitment has to follow.
Right.
And I don't care what people say. That's the only way I've experienced it in my life. And it's the only way that I believe that you get there. I remember early on when we started, we were doing a lot of stupid shit that we should have brought in, team members for, whatever. But ultimately, if it was Sunday afternoon, we were doing some bookkeeping. We had to pull resources from within in order to get the job done early on. So here's the deal. You want extraordinary results, you got to put the time in. And if that means sacrificing family events, going to the football game, going out to dinner because you got to get the work done, it's 110% responsibility to hit these goals. So I am sitting here right now telling you that this is not a 4-hour work week. Early on, when you're ramping up your business in those first 3 to 5 years, you're going to have to work your bleeping ass off, period. Are you committed enough? Are you willing to do that? That's what it's going to take. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to say it's simple. I'm challenging everyone out there. If you want these extraordinary results, if you want a life of abundance for you and your family, are you committed? Are you willing enough to put the work in to meet those goals?
And when you have done that, after 3 years, guess what? The I'm a mentality. The first couple of years, you're bootstrapping it. You're doing your bookkeeping. You're cutting the grass. You're writing the leases. You're collecting the rents. You're doing all that work. After 2 to 3 years, guess what? You're starting to hire and you're starting to do higher generating tasks. All of a sudden, you're looking at more deals. You're creating an education company. You're writing books. You're meeting more investors. That's what it's all about, putting the work on the front end. This is not about retiring. This is about lifestyle. We work just as hard as we did at my restaurant and when Jake was a pharmaceutical rep. It's not working less. It's working smarter and working with something you love to do. It's working with passion. That's what it's all about, being an entrepreneur, finding out what you really love to do, finding out your sole purpose, putting the time commitment in the beginning. So by year 3, 4, and 5, it's lifestyle by design. I don't want to go away for 3 weeks. Hey, maybe anyone listening to this might want to. Go ahead and do that. That's what you can design your lifestyle that way. I want to continue to work, help students close deals. Over 16,000 units right now to date, over $1 billion in deals closed by the Jake and Gino community. That's what drives me, because I'm helping them out as a seek to serve, and they're helping me out because they're bringing us deals. They're teaching us new techniques. We're meeting new vendors and new sponsors and new people from the community, from our students. So it's a seek to serve. That's what I want. So that time commitment in the beginning, that hard work is just translating to me doing different tasks than I did in the beginning, but stuff that I really love to do now.
But Gino, that's what the community is for, because all the stupid shit that we did early on that could have been subbed out or could have shortened the learning curve, that's what the community is here for, because it doesn't have to be that way. And so it's getting smarter with people, systems, and culture to shorten that learning curve so you don't go through the same crap that we went through early on.
And number 3, I wish someone had told me this. Hey, Gino, guess what? Multifamily is an entrepreneurial venture. We create multifamily entrepreneurs at Jake and Gino. I didn't look at it as an entrepreneurial venture. I didn't look at it as a business. I looked at it as tenants, toilets, and trash, which is fine in the beginning. But that's not the ultimate reason of why you're getting into multifamily. You're getting into it so you can scale up, so you can hire property managers. You can implement systems, right? You can hire the maintenance techs. You're not going out there and fixing a toilet. Pay somebody $25 or $30 an hour to do that. In the beginning, all hands on deck, but there's the inflection point as you grow. And that's why we created the Jake and Gino community, to teach you how to buy right, to manage right. Really, you need to implement those systems. We're vertically integrated. We have a property management company. We're teaching our students how to do this because it's vital. It's important. And if you don't want to property manage, fine. You don't have to. Hire third-party property management. We teach our students how to do that. And the third one is the finance right. But look at it as an entrepreneurial venture. That's what you're going to do. As Michael Gerber said, you should go listen to Michael Gerber's podcast with us on the Jake and Gino channel. I called it a business. He's like, no, Gino, it's an enterprise. When you think of your business turning into an enterprise, you have all of these little enterprises growing. Guess what? It's exciting. It's energizing. And then all of a sudden, you look at it from a different perspective. You are investing in an asset and you are managing those assets.
Gino, I'm going to bust your chops a little bit because someone did tell you it was just 10 years late. It was Michael Gerber last week on the podcast where he said, and I'm going to even switch up what Gerber said. Treat it as an enterprise. No, it's got to be the enterprise because all you want to do is show up every day. And as Gary Keller talks about the one thing, this is the one thing. What is the one thing? Adding more multifamily complexes to the portfolio, getting world-class at operating multifamily portfolios, right? That is the enterprise. And that's what will create the life of abundance for you by focusing on that one thing, getting very narrow. I'm going to add 2 to 3 multifamily complexes to my portfolio every year. We're going to grow those and we're not going to get out over our skis, right? We're do it in a controlled manner and we're going to offer phenomenal service for our residents. That one thing, that laser focus down the road will change everything.
So Jake, goals, commitment, and a multifamily entrepreneurial venture. Those are the 3 I wish I had learned. Now,
stay in your lane, baby. Stay in your lane.
I mean, it's vital to do that. Now, if you want to shorten your learning curve and avoid losing $172,000 like I did,
stings.
Go to jakeandgino.com/apply. Schedule a call to work with our team. Let's start working on those goals. Let's start getting you clear because I know you out there listening to this call, you don't lack motivation. You just lack clarity. jakeandgino.com/apply. Thanks, Broseph.
See you guys.